Hey, it's Dr. Modi from Gastro Office. A common question I have is, Doctor, what's a polyp? And a polyp for us is a fancy way to say abnormal tissue that's growing, whether it's inside of your stomach or your small intestine or colon, that we can remove during your procedure. Now, most people have colonoscopies where we are able to remove tissue or polyps. Now, it's really important to know what type of polyps you've had because it really determines how frequently you should get colonoscopies or how concerned you should be, right? So I'll give you an example. If you are a normal person of 50 years of age and you get a colonoscopy and I take off a benign polyp, you'll receive a letter or you'll see me in the office and I'll say, we'll repeat this exam in 10 years. Now let's say I take off a precancerous polyp. I may send you a letter and say, recommend a repeat colonoscopy within 3 to 7 years. So those things really matter, as well as you should also pay attention to the size of your polyp. Any polyp over the size of 1 centimeter is higher risk, and we typically recommend those patients come back sooner than other patients, especially if it's precancerous tissue. So when it comes to your polyps, always remember, first, is it benign or precancerous? The second question is, what is the size? And both of those will help us determine when to do your next colonoscopy. Now, I don't want you to worry and get stressed out about having to remember this because that's our responsibility, and we'll send you a letter and a reminder in our system as to when to do that again. But let's say you were to move cities, or for job relocation, you move to another state. It's always really important if you can understand that information too. It also helps if you can tell your family members. Now, I'm not saying over Thanksgiving dinner or a Saturday, watching the football game with your family or friends, but you may want to casually mention it to a sibling saying, hey, I had a bunch of polyps that my doctor was worried about and he said they were precancerous, or I had a larger polyp that was over 1 centimeter and he recommended that maybe it's time for you to get looked at too. And so all of those things play a factor, and if you have any questions about polyps, it's always good to reach out to your GI doctor.